Today, I'd like to talk about by far the most fulfilling 3 months of my life and what it taught me. So, number one is this period taught me that there is a level of fulfillment available that I had never known was possible before. And I haven't felt it since then. This was about 2 years ago now, I think. And basically, it showed me that whatever limitations I thought I had, I simply did not have, and that I was capable of great things and great confidence, and that it all flowed so effortlessly and naturally that I didn't even have to think about it. I simply lived and breathed it moment to moment, day to day. It was natural. It didn't take effort, it didn't feel hard. It just felt like what I was meant to do, what I was born to do. It also taught me that there is nothing more fulfilling to experience than growth, personal growth, especially when you then share that excess growth with other people and improve their lives and their acts, their impact. So at this time, I had just started playing a new MMORPG at the time. It was called Ashes of Creation, and I had just joined an online guild called Actual Pirates. It was led by Thor, also known as Pirates Software. Now, he's gone through a whole bunch of internet drama and all that. I'm not going to touch on any of that. But what this community gave me was a huge playground of human potential. And there were so many things needing to be done. And I just jumped in and started helping people, right? So people had lots of questions. So I started compiling those questions. I created a frequently asked questions, an FAQ document that I started sharing around. Then I started writing guides. Then I started organizing events. I started hosting these bi-weekly Q&As live. And like 50, 60, sometimes more people would show up and they would ask questions and we would go over it and we would discuss things. We would learn together. And it came to a point where I was spending every waking hour on this project and I was awake like 18 hours a day. And I would basically go to bed really tired and fulfilled. And then I would wake up buzzing with energy and immediately get to work. And then I would just work, 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 work. I'd barely take any breaks, and then I'd go to sleep again, right? I would eat, and that was it. Like, I'd eat in the middle. I'd probably eat while doing these things, right? And I was just helping people, and it felt so meaningful. And people would message me all the time. I'd go to bed and I'd wake up with like 50 DMs on Discord, and I'd go through all of them. And I could tell the impact I was having, right? Even today, I have so much positive feedback from people during that period. Not only did I help other people, but I also inspired them. And this is kind of what introduced me to the fulfilling nature of leadership as well, because I started to get other people involved, right? I had so many projects on the go. I had to make a spreadsheet, which someone helped me make. And I started delegating. I started assigning different projects to people who I knew would be interested in them. And I realized the first project that you assign to someone is not the project they're going to stick with, most likely. It is really just your calibrating project. And that project helps you figure out what they actually like. And then the second project is one that they're much more likely to actually have a fit with and enjoy. And so over time, what ended up happening is my impact started to multiply across all these people leading their own projects and then leading their own teams. We started building software. We started creating long-term plans, subgroups. Like people started figuring out logistics and trade and economies together. It was just amazing to see. It was almost like, a company came out of nowhere, like just organically started thriving with people bringing up ideas and then forming their own groups. And the nice thing about it all is like, I never had any real authority. There was no power. I didn't ever command anyone, right? I literally just helped people and built trust, and then people wanted to follow and do things. And then we accomplished so much. We created videos. We created a dynamic map at one point. We worked on a database of various things in the game together. It was just fascinating to see what we could accomplish on basically what was purely a passion project, a volunteer project. And I think the biggest lesson I took away from that is never underestimate people or yourself, right? Because I was basically nobody at that time. I had no experience really to speak of, no particular skills that I knew of. And yet here I was leading like a software team, developing something. I had no experience with software, no experience with leadership, nothing like that. And yet these people wanted me to lead them, and things went well. And so this also taught me like you have so much unfulfilled potential in you, and all you need is the right situation, the right spark, the right kind of purpose to unlock all of that potential and unleash it in this explosion of, competence and capability. And whatever I didn't know, I would learn, and I would put in the time and I would just get better at it. And that's the funny thing, is when you have that much drive, you can spend 18 hours a day on something. And when you're spending 18 hours a day on something, you won't remain incompetent for long. It's just impossible. And I had some of the best teachers as well, right? People were willing to coach me on anything I wanted at that time to help me, reach my potential. So I think anyone's capable of this, right? And I'm still sort of chasing that high in terms of looking for the next thing that'll be that fulfilling for me. And I think it will likely be starting my own business, or it will likely be something along those lines. And of course, I'll talk about it on this channel when I discover what that is or feel that kind of drive again. But that really changed my perception of life, that experience. It showed me that this level of fulfillment is possible. And so I know I can accomplish it again and probably even go beyond it. And so there's always that hope, right? Anytime I'm feeling down in life, I know that that possibility is there in the future. So it gives me a reason to keep striving and to keep building towards something. And I think all of us deserve to experience that at least once in our lifetimes to know it's possible.